the Blunt. You good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Business Beyond the Blunt. I am your host, Breon the Don. Some may say Canna Breon, but I just like to go by Breon. Today, we have a very special episode and a very special guest on today. She really doesn't deserve any introduction whatsoever, but we're going to go ahead and do the due diligence and just go ahead and do it for her anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have Sarah Morton, has been an active member of the Hampton Roads business community since 2007, sitting on various boards and being recognized as one of the region's top 40 under 40 professionals in 2019. She's passionate about educating her community on Virginia's advancement in cannabis laws, which she has done in various ways, such as moderating community forums and town hall meetings, speaking on the topic and being interviewed by local media outlets. Due to the impact of COVID-19, Sarah left her vice president level position with one of the largest employee benefit brokerages in the country to stay home with a newborn baby and 2 children in virtual schooling. Can you say tough? It was then that her entrepreneur ambitions had an opportunity to flourish. Sarah enrolled in Purdue's University Master of Science and Communications program with a concentration in integrated communication and advertising, and began building a business plan which resulted in the birth of LOCKGREEN, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. On the show today, we have Miss Sarah Morton from LOCKGREEN. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you?
I'm creating my own applause in the background.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Happy to be here with you.
Good. I'm so glad that you can join us on Business Beyond the Blunt. That was an incredible bio, might I add, as I was reading it. That's truly something I aspire to be. Under 40. I get there at some point in time. That's really good. Like, that's just another step and another standard for us in the professional world to reach, is having those recognitions. Now, as I was reading it, you did some really great things. We're going to touch on it a little bit. But first, I just want to talk to you about LOCKGREEN. What is LOCKGREEN?
Oh, my goodness. Well, LOCKGREEN, my husband and I started in 2021. And what we realized looking through the laws is that it was a lot of confusion, especially in regards to open container, the open container law provision, which was saying how you can travel in your car with cannabis. So basically it said that if you travel in your car with cannabis, it has to be in your trunk. That was it. But the other part said it had to be in its originally sealed manufacturer's container, which really doesn't exist outside of a medical program. When you walk out of a dispensary and you have a product in your hand, and then walk in your car, yeah, you're good. But what happens once you open the product?
Right.
What happens if you have grown your cannabis in your home, which is legal? What happens if you're gifted cannabis from someone else, which is legal? It just was a gray area that still to this day, January or say early 2023, is still an issue and not clarified. So we were like, how can we help? People will be so excited about the new cannabis laws,
right?
But really not know the details and still be able to get in trouble. So our solution to that was, one, we're going to educate the community. And I did a ton of education, as you read in my bio. I do a lot of speaking at events, moderating panels, talking to the news, all types of things like that, to really get the word out about what the laws are in Virginia, but then across the country overall, how to be responsible consumers, locking it up and putting it in your trunk when you're traveling in your car. And that applies to all illegal cannabis states. But also how to be responsible parents, locking your stash up away from kids so that they can access it. So number one was education. Number two was providing a stash box that served as the solution. It's smell proof. It has a built-in combination lock. You can lock it away, and you have what you need to be responsible in these situations. So out of that was birth LOCKGREEN. That's how we are who we are today.
That is so important. Let me ask you this. Did you guys know, you and your husband know when you were sitting down and deciding this is what we want to do, that you would have such an impact that you have now?
No. Well, I would say we wanted to, but the initial thought at first was just to provide something that people need and to make it commemorative. Our first release of LOCKGREEN was a stash box that had a commemorative Virginia logo on it. I have one back there, I can grab it. But the logo was just about celebrating Virginia being the first state in the South to legalize adult use cannabis. So it was like, let's give someone something that they need, but they really want it because it has a design on it.
Right.
But then under thinking some more, we're like, okay, well, not everybody wants a logo. Some people want to be discreet. So first we released the Virginia one, then we released the LOCKGREEN OG, as we call it, which is the plain, solid black one.
Gotcha.
So we wanted to impact people in the beginning. Once we saw how it was rolling and people were writing articles about us and, requesting to speak here or bring your stash boxes here, that's when we were like, okay, we have to keep this going and grow it and have a different business plan now than what we had in the beginning. But that's just because it really rolled. We wanted it to do that. We just didn't know if it would.
Got you. Totally. Because totally understand. But it's always a good visionary. You know, but you just got to wait for it to get into action and get rolling. And then you really start to see what you knew that you know.
Yeah, we were looking at other stash box companies. There's some amazing stash box companies out there. Like we are the small guys even right now to this day compared to them. But nobody was speaking how we were speaking. We were speaking in regards to safety, protection,
right?
Educating the community and using our stash boxes in that education. And to this day, as far as what I've seen, we are still the only stash box company that's really talking like that. So that really differentiated us in the market. And we're authentic. I've been educating about cannabis since 2018. My husband has been in the market for 12 years, working in the cannabis industry. So we're authentic and we truly want to help, and we are putting that into our business life.
Right. So as we're talking about the product, can you show it off for us? Do you have one for us that we can see?
Absolutely. So we have two sizes of our stash. This is a small, and we also have a large. And this is our LOCKGREEN OG that I mentioned. It does not have that logo on it. We sell our products across the country. We have customers in almost every state. I think the state that we do not have is New Mexico.
Oh, we coming for you.
I know. Come on, New Mexicans. Come on, New Mexicans.
New Mexicans.
New Mexico. I don't know. But we want you. Okay.
Yeah.
But we have people across the entire country. We're getting ready to open and sell in Canada as well because that's there.
Yeah.
Yes, I was just talking to somebody yesterday about that. But these are our stash boxes. They are water resistant, smell proof, and they have that built-in combination lock that I was telling you about. This zipper doesn't even look like a regular zipper. Because it's called a waterproof zipper. It's sealed tight to keep the smell in. And then that combination lock, you can change the combination to whatever you want it to be. Ours is just set right now on the factory default. And it pops right out. Like it just pops in when you close it. Just like that.
So cool.
Yep. And then when you're ready, it pops right out. And when you open it up, we designed the stash box to appeal to the everyday consumer all the way to the occasional consumer. As we were talking about in the beginning, everybody matters. I'm an occasional consumer. My husband is more of an everyday consumer.
Right.
So it can appeal to everybody. When you open it up, lots of pockets to store. There's little elastic bands here. You can put your accessories, your lighters. It keeps it still so they don't move. And then under here, more pockets, and then these dividers come out or move around however you want them to be. We also have pick and pull foam inserts. If you take these out completely, you put that pick and pull foam insert in there, and you can actually pluck out the pieces of the foam to fit your delicate items. Like if you have any bubblers or little, any glass pieces that you don't want to break when you're moving. So we really wanted to make it customizable. And you can customize it in several ways, by your dividers, by your customizable foam inserts, by what you put in it, what pockets you use or you don't use. That was really important to us.
That is really so cool and unique. And so all of them have those same exact qualities as that a small OG does. But I got the big one, the big one with the Virginia logo on it. It really is well. I really do use it. People look at me crazy. It's like, you traveling around with this case. I said, yes, I am. I would much rather have it locked up and put it somewhere where I know at least when I'm driving, and I can have it somewhere stored. Because that's the last thing that we want is to get into any type of altercation with the police. Even if I had a police stop or with just law enforcement, and they smell it, and then I don't want to give them the extra reasons to do anything. So taking those extra precautions. So we were speaking earlier. Where by law, where are we required to store our cannabis?
Yes, in Virginia, what the law says, it must be while traveling in a car while driving. Your stash must be in the trunk or behind the last upright seat in your vehicle, because there are some cars that don't have a trunk.
Right.
And the people ask me about that a lot. So remember, behind the last upright seat of your vehicle or in your trunk. And basically the point of that is so that it's out of your reach.
Right.
They don't want you consuming while driving. So if you can just reach right here in your passenger seat and, take a hit of your vape,
right,
you could be consuming while driving. Or so they can assume. It's called permissive inference in Virginia. So we don't want to give them meaning the cops, who are your first line, and then if you have to go to court, we don't want to give them any reason to believe that you're consuming while driving.
Right.
So if you lock up your stash, which we always say, lock it up and put it in your trunk, put it in your trunk. Then if you are pulled over for a traffic stop, number one, the police officer won't even know that it's there unless you say it.
Right.
It's smell proof, it's in your trunk. But number two, if they do find out that it's there, it's out of your reach. Per law, it's where it needs to be.
Right.
So if you ever have to get and defend yourself, you put yourself in a wonderful position to defend yourself because you followed the law and you locked it up.
Right. And that's always great, because here on Business Beyond the Blunt, we really do promote safe and responsible consumption. Mm-hmm. We are responsible consumers. That's what we all should be. We are informed, engaged, and involved. This is what we're here to do. We don't want to just be one of those average day smokers from back in the day. We're no longer that. Mm-hmm. The average user of marijuana that they have is 55-year-old white women. That's on the most average. Mm-hmm. And coming into dispensaries to purchase more items, but just besides that, we were talking about how the features on it allowed you to lock it up. There's a lot of things going around today where it's like kids are getting inside of people's, their parents' treats or goodies, as you want to say. And I think this is really, really good for us, for it to be on the market for people to have, because the last thing we want is somebody's kid having to end up in the hospital and being treated for consuming cannabis and over consuming it and just popping all these gummy bears and candies. Candies alike, if I shall say. Candies alike.
I mean, we see it in the headlines all the time. I mean, there was something last week on NBC that I posted about headline. And as soon as that hits the headline, kids get into parents' edibles. had to call poison control. You know, as soon as it's on the headlines, everybody that's against the cannabis industry uses that against the industry. You know, it's like wagging the finger, wagging the finger.
Right.
So, a lot of what I communicate is to parents. Like you said, there's a fast-growing demographic of maybe considered maybe middle age. Would that be 55? I'm not sure. You know, I don't want to offend anybody.
Right.
But you know what? Age is a blessing. So people call me old. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Thank God, because the alternative is not what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, but there is a large demographic of people that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s consuming.
Right.
And they may have already been doing it, but now they're more comfortable.
Right.
Talking about it freely.
Right.
And then women are the fastest growing demographic of consumers, as per a lot of the reports that I've read. So these are mothers many times, not all the times, but many of them are mothers, many of them are parents, and they're concerned about how they can consume and still keep their children safe.
Right.
So we talk a lot about locking it up, protecting the children.
That is really, really good. It also is that's one of those things. I guess we can jump right into it. Is like owning and operating an ancillary business in cannabis.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wants to get into the cannabis space. Everybody wants to own a dispensary, want a consumption lounge, but people don't understand that cannabis is an industry and it has to operate as if it's any other regular industry. Industries I'm referring to, such as alcohol or education or banking, they all have those different sets of professionals that come along with it. And I think sometimes we don't understand that because we don't get to see it. But now there's an opportunity for Black and brown people to enter into the market and have a piece of the cannabis pie, per se, have a piece of the blunt, or hit the blunt and have a chance to. But now they're now able to. And LOCKGREEN is an ancillary business, correct?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So can you speak to some of the pros and cons of operating as a cannabis ancillary business?
Absolutely. So when I got into the market and we started this company, you know, my thought was, we're not plant touching, we're not a dispensary, we're not a cultivation center or processor, so we won't run into a lot of problems that they have. I'm safe, you know, and I was quickly proven wrong. That's not the case. Just because we mentioned cannabis on our website, that caused banking, complications with getting banking, complications with getting business insurance, even like card processing. Even hosting a website that can still pull away. So many things. Just because of the mention. Okay? So I learned that up front pretty quickly. And when those hiccups happen, it's like it throws you off, because now you have to figure out another way around.
Right.
So that's something that I don't think a lot of people know, even if you choose ancillary. But even if you choose ancillary, we can figure those things out. There's people that have navigated it, me being one. It's still an easier entry point, if you will, than starting with a dispensary, a cultivation site, or a processor. Number one, with those things, you typically have to have a license. If you have a dispensary, you have to have real estate. You have to lease. These things cost millions of dollars to even start.
Right.
You don't run into those hurdles on the ancillary side typically. So it's an easier entry point. Also, we haven't gotten to this point yet with getting investment. Is something that we're working on right now with people that are helping us get in front of investors. But investors see, from what I've been told, it is a safer way to get into investing in cannabis, because even people that are looking to invest, they always ask me, how do I get into cannabis? I don't want to touch it. I just want to invest money, or I just want to be involved. I want to get involved in it. Well, investing in ancillary business is a great way to do that. If you believe in it, you see their growth and all that good stuff. So, it just in general is, I would argue to say, a less risky business venture than trying the ways of being a dispensary, a grow facility, or a processor. Now, perhaps other ways may yield, higher results down the line. I'm not sure. I'm not on that part. But it's just something to consider as you consider where you want to enter into the industry.
Right. And knowing, and I guess that's another point of it, knowing what you want to do and how you want to enter into it.
Yes.
At any given time, but also coming with it, I think we have to put in the perspective that this is a business and you have to work at it.
That's right.
And that you're an entrepreneur. So like you and your husband are entrepreneurs. You left. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that. You left comfortable, stable money to go out on a risky limb. How was that? What was that feeling like, and what was that conversation like?
Honestly, when I left corporate America, it didn't make any sense financially, because I was making a lot of money, but I just didn't enjoy it. It was time for me to go. But that was accelerated because of the pandemic. I had just had a baby. I had gone back to work. No daycares were open. So I had a newborn in my lap, working like this. And then I had two other kids in the rooms across the hall that were in homeschool because they couldn't go to school because of the pandemic. So I'm trying to manage them, manage this child, a baby on my lap, and also handle, a big job that I had with big demands, and everything had changed after COVID. And they still had the same high demands. Wow. So it was a lot. On top of it, not being something that I was passionate about. Mm-hmm. So when I pulled away, it felt like the right thing to do, deep in your soul, in my soul. But it just was like, wait, I'm not going to have this money anymore. What am I going to do next? I didn't quite know. And that was before LOCKGREEN even came into my head. That was in October, and we kicked off LOCKGREEN in April of 2021.
Wow.
Yeah, so it ended up working out for me. Mm-hmm. Trust your gut. Mm-hmm. Trust your gut, because after I pulled away from the job, my grandmother passed away, my father passed away. I had to handle his estate. I had to travel to his house, move all this stuff out. I would not have been able to handle all these family issues. We moved. I would not have been able to handle all this on top of children, on top of a pandemic, on top of work. With the job. So that happened.
You're handling it well. Might I add, you're handling it well.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. And then it's like, okay, now after we moved and everything kind of settled, we saw this opportunity to jump into the market. Now, you heard in my bio that I have been doing things with cannabis law reform in Virginia since 2018. Mm-hmm. My husband has worked in the industry for over 12 years, as I mentioned. We're not new to cannabis in Virginia. Mm-hmm. So when this opportunity came, we were like, this is our idea. We have to jump on it.
Right.
Because there will be a wave eventually.
Right.
And we've been doing this. We're not new to it. We've been talking cannabis in Virginia for years.
We got true to this. Yeah.
So, that's right. So I've been talking this, even in corporate America, talking about cannabis, and people are like, "Oh my God, what did they say?"
Right.
So I knew that this was our time to move. And I'm not saying it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it made sense in
Right.
all ways, but it was what in my gut felt right. And I'm so glad that I jumped and did it.
Good. I'm glad y'all did too. That y'all took that leap of faith out there, because now y'all really have a product that is out there educating the community and keeping them safe.
Yes.
Which is greater than any reward that I think anyone could ever ask for.
Mm-hmm.
And especially the fact that the product is for us, by us.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get that if you get that.
Oh,
you know?
yes. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Taking it old school, right?
Right. But that's really what it is. So as we're sitting here talking, we're gearing up for Virginia session. It actually started today. And there was a lot of bills. We were on a meeting earlier today with the CCA and their board meeting, and they said they at least had 10 already existing bills that's going to be that's been introduced into the House legislation, the state legislation. And a lot of the things that I seem to find to be quite interesting, I think that others are asking me, is House Bill 1464, excuse me. Which is being patroned by Republican Delegate Hodges. And the concern that people are having, that I even have with it, is the lack of social equity that's included. It's for people that's not sure what I'm referring to. You can go visit the House bill on the Virginia tracking system. There'll also be a link included as well when you go and view this to actually go track the legislation for it. But as you can go through and see it, it is almost identical to what was previously submitted to the state legislature, but didn't get passed on or voted for. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts are it's going to be a challenge. We have the Republican-led legislature that can get done. Now, remember, we got medical passed with the Republican-led legislature. This is going to be difficult. This is a group of politicians who, in indirect ways, have made it clear that social equity, those words, don't ring very well with them. Don't sit well with them. So I think anything that we move forward this year, probably is going to look like how we want to look with social equity. I don't like to say that. I'm not happy about that, but I just think about realistically what we can get past with this group of politicians in place. So I think if we push forward as much as we can, we really do want to have social equity built into this, so that Black and brown entrepreneurs, communities that have been harmed the most by the war on drugs can still have a say in this industry, as opposed to being pushed out by those companies with big money. And then we're left, the Virginians that are here, the small businesses, with nothing, the crumbs. I think it's important that we fight for ourselves. And it's also important to know what we're working with, and try to push forward as best as we can, and realize that progress is really important. So that we can continue to move forward inch by inch, hopefully lead by lead.
Right. That's why I really want everyone to understand that with policy, it's not always about getting it right the first time, although it is very, very important. To get it right, or get it as close as possible as to what we believe it should be. But if we can just get something going. And going back into it, that's the continuous work that has to happen. So always making sure you're alert to any of those action alerts that Virginia Normal sends out at any given time, and actually being there and being involved, reaching out to your representatives and to your state senators and delegates, because it's very, very important to actually advocating for you and on your behalf. Because I believe that if we don't say anything, nothing is going to get done. We won't be heard. They say closed mouths don't get fed.
Yes, that's
right.
That's right.
And that's exactly what it will be. It will be it will be a disservice. It will be really be a disservice for us as citizens trying to perform our civic engagement, are not involved and doesn't know that if we don't do this, this is what's going to happen. We're going to be left out of things, and they're not going to care. They're going to just keep on going as business as usual.
That's right. Yes. I've been on the board of Virginia Normal for several years. And I think through that involvement, that organization, I really saw the impact of being civically active. You know,
Right.
you're actually taking to the petition,
Right.
sharing your stories. And, a lot of us might feel that, it doesn't matter. Well, it does.
Right.
It does. Every little bit counts. It may not feel like you heard this year, but you plant seeds. You continue to plant seeds. So when I go out into the communities, that is one thing that I really emphasize. Get involved. Get involved. Like you said, those action updates in Virginia Normal. Get involved. Call. Get involved. Anything that we can do, follow along with what's happening. Like today, we were in a meeting for the Cannabis Control Authority. We're just hearing what they're doing so that we're aware and we know what's happening in our government.
Right.
So that is so important for us to do, especially moving forward.
Right. So as we start to wind down on the episode, I think I myself and the viewers would like to know what's next for LOCKGREEN.
Wow! Oh my gosh! There's so much. So we, like I mentioned before, we're looking to sell in Canada. We have few opportunities and partnerships in there. So we want to make sure that if we have that, we can sell to the people there.
Yeah, we're international. Can we give it up for being international?
Yes.
We're international.
That is I love the applause. Yay! Okay, to the sound effects. I love it. So that we look to be trialing some different products this year. For 420, we have some exciting package deal that we are working on now.
Ooh.
That's coming up soon. It may seem like it's far away, but goodness, January is almost
but we about over.
Yeah, exactly. The year goes so fast. We're excited about that. So much. We just kicked off an ambassador program where we have almost 10 now, and we're going to be growing that. Ambassadors across the country who are influencers in the cannabis space that are going to be, really talking about us and getting our products out there. We're going to be collaborating with brands as well. Who have email lists or followers who can have affiliate type partnerships with us. And we also look to roll out a merch site this year, where we'll have clothes and all different types of merch. And I don't have a timeline on that, but that's looking to come out soon. We're excited about preparing for that. And lastly, I'll mention, we are looking to partner with big brands, and we have great partnerships in the works. With other cannabis brands or non-cannabis brands we're actually talking to as well, like sneakers, coffee, related products, who want to co-brand the Stash Box. We have a couple customers already who are branding the Stash Boxes and selling it either separate or as a package or all types of things. So we're going to talk to some big brands who want to have Stash Boxes and promote the education and the safety and the protection concept. Well, you can put your brand on our Stash Boxes and you can sell them to your people as well. So there's a lot of things that we have going on.
That is exciting. We really love to hear things. Booked and busy is what it sounded like.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Booked and busy. So before I let you go, where can everyone get in contact with you? How can I get a Stash Box? Where can I go? How can I stay in contact with you?
Yes. Okay. So on our website, www.lock-green. Don't forget the dash. Okay, so LOCK-GREEN.com is our website where you go to purchase. Of course, please follow us on Instagram. You can purchase directly from the link in our bio as well. Our Instagram handle is at LOCKGREEN Products. No dash there. LOCKGREEN Products, at LOCKGREEN Products. And we're on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. So please come follow us, join our LOCKGREEN VIP so you can get a discount off your first order. And come follow us so you can be a part of our community and see my silly Instagram posts and educational Instagram posts. And
they're really good. They're really good. The reels are amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, we're going to be traveling the country a lot for different conferences this year too. So if you're going to be at that conference, please stop us and say, hey, we love when we run into people who follow us on Instagram and we see them face to face.
Good. That is so exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sarah Morton of LOCKGREEN. Let's give it up for her one more time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on today. We really do appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to an episode of Business Beyond the Blunt. I'm your boy, Breon. Remember to stay safe and stay engaged and consume responsibly.